Publitarian Podcast.
I literally hit record and walked away, and I came back just in time for my cue. That's pretty awesome. I was walking to the beer fridge to get a Sam Adams beer. Yes, still endorsing Sam Adams. Anyway, hello ladies and gentlemen. It's Ronald Johnson, Publitarian, coming at you again with another episode of Publitarian Podcast. We are up to episode 26. And your Tier 1 podcaster is on the job and ready to cover some news of the day today. So, let's get to it. First things first, let's hear it for DuckDuckGo, the little search engine that could. And what do I mean by that? Well, according to a Breitbart News article, Google search competitor DuckDuckGo reaches 30 million searches a day. Yeah, let's hear it for him. Take a lap, DuckDuckGo. You deserve it. This is from October 12th, 2018. Privacy-based Google search competitor DuckDuckGo has reached 30 million searches on its engine per day. According to DuckDuckGo's traffic page, the search engine's daily search record is now 30,602,556. That's good. Their logo says, "You deserve privacy. Companies are making money off of your private information online without your consent. At DuckDuckGo, we don't think the internet should feel so creepy, and getting the privacy you deserve online should be as simple as closing the blinds," declares the search engine about its page. "Too many people believe that you simply can't expect privacy on the internet. We disagree and have made it our mission to set a new standard of trust online." And if you'll remember from one of my first podcast episodes, I believe it was episode 2, I was singing the search engine's praises. One, because it's really easy to switch over to it, especially if you're an iOS user. You literally go into your settings and change the search engine to DuckDuckGo, and there it is. From a browser standpoint, like on the PC or Mac, if you're using a traditional web browser, DuckDuckGo just does a good job at searching. You may have to deviate to Google for certain things, but only like when absolutely necessary. Other than that, there's no political bias one way or the other. Matter of fact, sometimes when you're Googling things, you'll get the same, 5 or 6 first entries of liberal crap that you would get. But it seems to be more balanced than the other search engines. And so, yeah, good for you, DuckDuckGo. Now, speaking of psycho bitches that need to go away. Oh, wait a minute, we weren't speaking of that? Well, let's speak of it. Hillary Clinton is in the news yet again. I mean, we are approaching Halloween, so why not talk about the Wicked Witch, right? Let's just get it out there. From the UK Daily Mail. And this is from today, Monday, October 15th. She was an adult at the time. Hillary Clinton says her husband's affair with intern Monica Lewinsky, 22, was not an abuse of power, and he was right not to resign. Okay. Do I really need to go any further with this article? How low have the liberals set the bar? And I'm not trying to be your morality police or anything, but seriously, how low have the liberals set the bar now? You're cheating on your wife. Okay, well, you can't expect fidelity in marriage, right? Okay, let's knock that down a peg or two. Rape? No, it's not rape. There was consent. Meanwhile, if you talk to any of Bill Clinton's former accusers, they all tell a very different story. And we all know that Hillary was part of the, what did Limbaugh used to call it, the Bimbo Eruption Squad or something like that, where she was actively in the 90s silencing these women. For a lot of my younger listeners that don't know about this was the big scandal of the 90s. So President Clinton was impeached and he perjured himself, and his classic line, I could probably even dig up a soundbite somewhere, was, "I did not have sex with that woman." Ms. Lewinsky. And I wasn't planning on doing a impression there. It just happened to free flow. So there you go. So there was Bill. I didn't have sex with that woman, Ms. Lewinsky. And I'm just going to look right at the camera and tell you that and lie to your ding-dong faces. And Hillary, who I don't think I could do an impression of. I don't know. Maybe just wrap some sandpaper around my throat and kick myself in the nuts. I'd probably be close. So she would go around and actively target these women and try and silence them. And yet, here she is again, playing damage control. And I think the reason she's playing damage control is, one, she is poison now to the Democrat Party. And Democrats, even your left-leaning, super ultra-liberal political activists know this. And they're trying to stay away from her. And the same thing with Bill, because you can't accuse Brett Kavanaugh of things without Bill Clinton coming up. So I think she's just out there playing damage control now, and I think the American people, I would hope anyway, but who knows, would be smarter than that. Comparing Bill Clinton to Brett Kavanaugh is just, asinine at this point. Matter of fact, my wife, who is not political, had an interesting take on this, especially coming from the female perspective. She's the one that actually brought the story to my attention, which is funny because my wife does not share anything political with me. And she said this morning, did you hear about Hillary Clinton saying that what happened with Monica Lewinsky was not an abuse of power? And can you believe that? And I mean, no, if my wife wants to talk any kind of politics with me, of course, I am more than happy to do that. And she was like, let's be real. If you're a woman and you're in the Oval Office and a president says, suck it or you don't have a job anymore, what do you do? And I'm not going to get into what we talked about after that, but it was very entertaining. So yeah, that's Hillary Clinton in the news, not going away. So I thought I would at least give her a little bit of airtime, because if I don't give her any airtime, I don't think there's going to be any Democrats that do. And I know you guys were on pins and needles about Elizabeth Warren's DNA test, so I thought I would share that Breitbart news article with you as well. Pocahontas strikes again. So, no, that's not the article. That's just me saying that. Anyway, from the Breitbart news article, Elizabeth Warren may be no more Native American than average white American. Yes, I know. Shocking, right? The duh heard round the world. Anyway, the article continues. Senator Elizabeth Warren is touting a DNA test that shows she has, at most, 1/64th Native American ancestry, and possibly as little as 1 out of 1,024, which means she may have no more Native American DNA than the average white American, and less than many other Americans. Even 1/64th, corresponding to one great-great-great-great-grandparent, would not qualify Warren for membership in any Native American tribe, nor justify her claims to Native American identity. Moreover, as Breitbart News' John Nolte noted Monday, percentage-wise, Warren can claim somewhere between 0.1% to 1.56% Native lineage. Oh my gosh, it just gets better and better. There was also another story out there that I thought was really hilarious. If you go into, it was actually through DuckDuckGo. I was doing a search engine trying to find some more info on this story, and a headline caught my eye, and it was right at the top of the search results. And it says, "Heritage played no part in Elizabeth Warren's hiring at Harvard." And I'm like, oh, okay, well, let's dig into that. And you click on the link, and I kid you not, it's from ElizabethWarren.com. It's from her own webpage. So, I mean, if you can't trust Elizabeth Warren's webpage to give you accurate results about Elizabeth Warren, then who can you trust? It's like asking me to tell you if I'm a good guy or not. Hey, Ronald, do you think Ronald's a good guy? Oh, yeah, Ronald's freaking great. He's the best guy out there. Oh my gosh. This Native American thing is such a sham. Sorry, I had to take a swig of beer. Now, let's play devil's advocate here for a moment on the Elizabeth Warren Native American heritage question. I do have a personal story that relates to this. And you know what? Maybe her papa or mama, however she said it, did say that she had high cheekbones and that makes her Native American. That could very, very well be. The reason I say that is I have spent most of my life, well into adulthood, believing that I had enough Native American heritage bloodline in me to go to college for free. I have been told all my life that I am from a Native American tribe and we belong to this particular tribe and everything else. So that's what I believed. Yeah, never mind the fact that most of my family are either blondies or gingers with blue eyes. So, a lot of my family, I won't dig us too well into the weeds on this, but I'm just wanting to give her a little bit of the benefit of the doubt. Not for going to college for free. Because you have to... See, that's what's weird about this. You have to prove that stuff. So I don't know, maybe the times were different and it was so long ago because Elizabeth Warren is freaking old that you didn't have to and you could just go, oh yeah, I'm an Indian, woo, 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 and you show up and they say, okay, you're good to go. So anyway, oh wait a minute, I can't make those jokes anymore because it turns out I do not have Native American blood in me like I thought. So here's the setup. I went to Ancestry.com to start tracing my lineage because my uncle, ironically enough, is super into this, and he's kind of like the historian of the family, and he is a member of this certain Native American tribe, and yeah, we're Cherokee, and he's got all of our lineage traced back and all this stuff. So I started doing my own research. I started digging, and I go to Ancestry.com. I start tracing our lineage back, and I'm like, well, I see a lot of Irish. I see some Western Europeans, some Danish. The Danish part lines up because I did have a grandfather that came over here from Denmark who spoke Danish. Danish? Is that the language? Crap, I'm a horrible Dane. I am definitely not a great Dane. God, that was horrible. Okay, anyway. So that side I had figured out, but the Native American side was always a little murky. So I started doing some digging, and then I finally spent the money and got the famous DNA test. So the DNA test results came back, and guess what? No Native American heritage. There is definite migration lineage showing of where my family had settled in all of these areas where Native Americans were, but no DNA. Or if there is, they give you some grace. If there is, it's not enough for it to be traceable. And I was always told that my mother's family, where all this Native American supposedly came from, that their last name came from a Native American just adopting a white American's name and going from there. And I'm like, well, that name that they have is a very British name. It turns out it's a British name because the family is British. So, awkward family time because obviously I can't break this to all of my older relatives in their 70s and 80s that have gone their whole life believing that they're Native American. So I did some more digging and I'm like, okay, well, where are they getting this from? So I talked to my uncle, hey, where are you tracing this Native American heritage from? And he's like, oh yeah, we go all the way back to the Dawes Roll. For what you guys that don't know, the Dawes Roll is like a Trail of Tears stuff. It's like actual like census lineage of actual Native American tribes, people, families. And here's our number, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, that number was bunk. That didn't exist. And obviously, I don't think my uncle is intentionally fooling us. I think it's something that he was told. And like my uncle sports the Cherokee flag. He's a part of this tribe in Alabama, which I did some more digging and found out that it's a tribe that you pay to be in. and it's for quote-unquote people that want to play Indian. That's from a Native American telling me that. So I was shocked to find out, living all of my life thinking that I had Native American heritage, and I did not. So maybe we could give old Lizzie McGuire over there, the benefit of the doubt. Maybe her papa really did tell her that, and she's went her whole life. But she's blonde-haired, blue-eyed, and as my great-uncle, who was from Alabama, he used to say, when people would bring up our Native American heritage, he was the only one out of the entire family that did not think we were Native American. And he would fight all the time with uncles and aunts about that. And to quote him directly, "There ain't no blue-eyed Injuns." And he lived to be 93, 95, somewhere like that. Really old, really up there, nice full life. But he was the only one in the family that did not believe in our Native American heritage. And it turns out, great uncle, you were right. So, anyway, so maybe give Lizzie a little bit of benefit of the doubt, but she went to Harvard because of this, and she's still out there touting it. And of course, the mainstream media is licking it up and lapping it up and covering for her. When you look at the numbers, even if that DNA test is 100% not biased and accurate, those numbers are stupid low. That's not enough to get you any kind of anything in any kind of Native American tribe. I know because I've done the legwork back when I thought I was. Wow. Anyway, enough about Liz. I've given her enough airtime. Of course, what everybody is talking about today is the infamous Trump 60 Minutes interview. Oh man, this thing is this is one for the books. I'm sure you've heard the famous clip by now, but if you haven't, obviously I'm going to play it here on the show. President Trump is being interviewed, which I don't know why he still sits down to be interviewed by these people. He should know better. But anyway, I think there is a stratagem to it. I think he is trying to illustrate to the American people how fake and how unfair and how unbiased the mainstream news media is. And it was just an epic smackdown. So Leslie Stahl is interviewing him. She's framing a question. She's doing what journalists do. She's trying to pigeonhole him into this box so she can paint this narrative of him. And people keep making the mistake of thinking that Trump is an idiot because of how he talks. And he's not. He's playing her like a fiddle. So she's trying to get him on this separation at the borders issue. The kids being separated at the border. So what he does instead is he changes the frame up to how unfair the media is. And here goes the exchange. Listen.
Learned is I never knew how dishonest the media was. I really mean it. I'm not saying that as a soundbite. I never knew how dishonest.
I'm going to change the subject again.
Well, no, but even the way you asked me a question, like about separation.
Yeah.
When I say Obama did it, you don't want to talk about it.
No.
When I say I did it, let's make a big deal.
I'm going to run your answer, but you did it 4 times.
I'm just telling you that you treated me much differently on the subject.
I disagree, but I don't want to have that fight with you.
Hey,
all
it's
right,
okay.
We'll have another fight with you.
Leslie, it's okay. In the meantime, I'm president and you're not.
Fuck the police coming straight from the underground. A young nigga got it bad cause I'm brown.
Damn!
Got him! Man, the troller in chief. I mean, that is just an epic response to give a reporter. I mean, it's just so freaking amazing. And people throw shade on him all the time for the answers that he gives, the way he talks. I think he is what we need. He's what we need for the way the country is right now. Just some straight talking, no BS. Here's how it is. You're going to swing your cod at me. I'm going to swing a cod right back. And it's such a breath of fresh air. Anyway, that clip is just freaking epic. That's just going to go down in the annals of history. So anyway, I think that will do it for me this week. I've told you all that I needed to tell you. Go forth, be fruitful, multiply. I just wanted to get those news of the day stories out of the way. And we will see you back here next week on Publitarian Podcast. Thanks again for listening. The download numbers keep going up, so I guess I'm saying we're doing something right. So I really do appreciate it, you guys. Thank you to my faithful ones that have been here since the beginning. And like I said, I keep adding to those numbers, so I sincerely appreciate it. If you want to get a hold of me, you can DM me on Instagram. I am Publitarian, obviously, on Instagram. I am Publitarian on Minds.com. I am also Publitarian on Gab.ai. I am Publitarian on Twitter. If you want to send me an email, I'm publitarian@gmail.com or thepublitarian@gmail.com. So I hope to hear from you, and thank you so much for listening. We'll see you guys next time. You'll hear me next time? Yeah, you'll hear me next time on Publitarian Podcast. Thank you.
You've been listening to Publitarian Podcast. Copyright 2018.